To me, pronoun identity is a simple but meaningful way to affirm my gender identity.
It's who I am.
Pronouns are a chance to define yourself. It is not something other people can pick for you.
It means the ability to choose for myself how I want to be perceived and how I want to be addressed.
I have not thought about this a lot yet. In my old town it is very taboo, so I have never had the chance to learn about it until recently. To me, currently, there's not much meaning other than its words used when someone doesn't want to refer to me directly.
My pronoun identity remains of who I am and who I want to become.
Pronouns are my way of communicating what social behavior I feel comfortable expressing and receiving that given day.
My pronoun identity means to me how I feel on the inside and how I want to express myself to others.
It is an affirmation of who I am.
To me, my pronouns are entirely different from my gender. Yet, when someone uses they for me, it feels gender affirming. It doesn't matter to me particularly the fact that me being effeminate relates to using they for me, and it feels rewarding to hear those pronouns. The thing with pronouns, especially like that, they're very complicated. Even now I want to try new things. I want to find what feels best. Like right now I'm kind of figuring out if I don't even want to use pronouns at all. This identity is important in how it shows others what makes you comfortable. As soon as you introduce your pronouns, you're starting that conversation where you can be around people and be comfortable and know that they care about you because they respect those pronouns.
My pronouns switch as my identity does. Some days it's he, him, some they, them. Some she, her, and sometimes a combination. Most of the time, all of them are fine, but it changes from day to day and even from hour to hour.
It defines an important part of me. My pronouns have decided a lot of the events to occur in my life. It changes how people look at me, but it's something I'm proud of because I have been able to conquer stereotypes associated with my pronouns.
Honestly, gender is so confusing. I am born a female and I'm comfortable with that identity, but I'd be comfortable with any other identity. I say my pronouns are she, her, but I have no issue with he, him, they, them, or anything else. In fact, it almost feels more right than she, her sometimes. But I feel comfortable with my identity as a woman at the same time. I've gone through so many gender crises at this point that it's almost funny.
I think that myself and the IMSA community can support each other by respecting each other's pronouns and taking the time to become educated on pronouns and personal identity.
I believe that every introduction should ask the other what their pronouns are, like just immediately after you know them. And that should quickly be followed by educating others. Especially in the sense, pronouns are not exclusive to the LGBTQ community. Everybody has pronouns. People still come up with these unkind alternatives, where they'll say things like nor/mole, or I use the girl pronouns. It's just inaccurate because everybody has pronouns. That's just language. This education is important, especially among our educators and staff, in our school and in other schools, as a lot of students rely on their guidance. Especially the students here at IMSA are living away from home, and these staff members are like our caretakers. They're the people that we go to, and we seek this acknowledgement and comfortability from them.
Holding yourself and others accountable.
Don't assume people's pronouns when you meet them. Feel free to ask. And if people use multiple sets of pronouns, you can alternate using different ones or ask if there's a set that they prefer. Also, if someone has any pronouns labeled on their person, like with a pin or a bracelet, you can use those pronouns and or ask what they would prefer.
Asking for each other's pronouns when we meet and trying our best to respect them.
I think it is extremely important to ask for others' pronouns. And that isn't only inclusive to androgynous people or what you'd expect a genderqueer person to look like. For example, even if someone presents very masculine, they may use she, her. A very feminine presenting person may use he, they pronouns. The way a person presents does not make their identity any less valid, even if it doesn't align with what your view of what a person using those pronouns may look like. The way someone presents themselves does not in any way equate gender identity. Clothes do not have gender, colors do not have gender, and interests do not have gender.
By respecting their pronouns and using those that they prefer.
Respecting everyone's pronouns, not assuming pronouns, and asking what pronouns people use.
By asking each other for our pronouns instead of assuming.
Introducing ourselves with other pronouns and correcting ourselves and others if we make a mistake.
Ask people's pronouns and actually respect the answer, including those you might not expect.